In this lesson, we will discuss what expression is and why it is important when reading aloud. So what is expression? Expression simply refers to the feeling in your voice when reading a text out loud. When you read with expression, you don't sound like a robot. Instead, you read smoothly. Expression is so important because it ties directly to our reading fluency, which means that we can read accurately with expression and understand what we read. So if we don't have expression, we can't be considered a fluent reader. So we're going to be working on this skill today to see how we can develop that expression or feeling in our voice when we read. The first text we're going to consider is called The Greedy Dog. Now I want to start this by saying I did not write this text. There are a couple little errors in it, but I'm going to read it as it appears on the paper because I don't want to confuse anybody. But there are a few things in there that I don't really like, but I do like that this text has a lot of opportunities for expression. All right, so the first time I'm going to read it, I'm going to read the first paragraph without expression. It's going to be totally flat. Have a listen. The greedy dog. There was a dog that was very hungry. He searched for food everywhere and at last he found a bone. He picked up the bone with his mouth and started going back to his home. There was a bridge on the way to his home. Now, when I read that, I had to keep telling myself, okay, no emotion, Ashley, don't have any emotion, just read what's there word for word. But that's not really what an author wants us to do. They want us to feel the emotion of the text. So I need to think about, how is the character feeling? What's going on? When I do that, it will help me to have better expression. So this time I'm going to read it with expression. I'll read through the whole thing. The greedy dog. There was a dog that was very hungry. He searched for food everywhere, and at last he found a bone. He picked the bone up with his mouth and started going back to his home. There was a bridge on the way to his home. When he started crossing it, he saw his reflection in the water. The dog thought there was another dog with a bone in water. He wanted to get that other bone too. So he started barking at his own reflection. His bone fell in water as soon as he opened his mouth. The greedy dog lost his bone. Now, something you couldn't see when I was reading that time was that my facial expression was really changing a lot. When I read, my face was matching the excitement or the sadness or the kind of like startled feeling of the dog in the text. If your face isn't changing with the text, your expression probably isn't going to be very good. So good readers actually show in their face what they're feeling and what's going on in the text. All right, Year 5, so this is your task. This text is called The Wishing Pool, and it also has a lot of opportunities to show expression in your voice. It includes dialogue as well, which is a great chance for you to show the difference in how the characters are feeling. What I want you to do is first read this text in your mind and get an idea of what it's about. Then I want you to read it out loud for your parents. They are going to be judging your expression. Finally, I want you to read and to record your reading. So you can do that on a parent's phone using WhatsApp, and you can either send me a video or a voice note because I want to see you reading. This rubric is what your parents are going to use to judge your reading before they record you to send to me. When they feel that you've reached a 4 on this scale, that you always read with expression, so it always sounds interesting and exciting, then that's when they're going to send it to me. And I hope that when I judge it too, I'll agree that yes, you got a 4. I definitely don't want to see any 1s or 2s.